So let's take a look at how the Samsung Galaxy Note 9 compares against the Galaxy Note 10 and see which one you should go and buy in 2023. Now, clearly there's going to be some pretty big differences here, but I don't think there's going to be one that you should 1000% buy over the other one because the Note 10 kind of removes some stuff I liked about the Note 9, but then again, both these phones are kind of like not really supported with software that much anymore. So take it as you will, but it's kind of just one of those things to keep in the back of your head. Now, first of all, if you want to buy some phones I would recommend buying this year, links will be down in the description. You can get them from there. You can help support the channel at the same time. Now, side by side, you can definitely tell there are some pretty similar, there's some similarities here, but also some differences. With the Note 9, this phone came out in 2018, and it was a pretty interesting design from Samsung. It had a 6.4-inch Super AMOLED display. It was a pretty big display, 1440p, and it was a very good-looking display. Neither one of these displays are 120 Hz or even 90 Hz. They're all at 60 Hz, which is kind of okay. You're getting a little bit of bezel at the top, a little bit of bezel at the bottom, curved sides, which was kind of a nice touch. And I like both these phones, but I like the Note 9 because it looked like a very kind of older Samsung. The Note 10 improved the design quite a bit, but there was a kind of a trade-off. With the Note 9, you were getting a little bit of a smaller 6.3-inch dynamic AMOLED display. It was a smaller screen, so 6.3 inches, but it was also 1080p. So kind of a little bit of a downside, not like the biggest deal in the world, but you were getting a smaller panel and a lower resolution panel here. But some things to keep in mind. One, they removed a lot of the bezel and they brought a hole punch display. So I actually like that. And this phone looks way more in line with something like a Galaxy S23 Ultra nowadays than the Note series pretty much. So that's that. Both of these phones have S Pens at the bottom, which is kind of a nice little touch as well. So I won't really need to compare that too much because they're both the same thing. In terms of thinness and thickness, you can kind of tell that between both. The Note 9 is definitely a bigger phone overall than the Note 10, which is kind of expected. You're getting USB-C ports at the bottom. One other thing that kind of got removed with the Note 10 though was the micro SD card slot. So that was kind of a disadvantage. It would have been nice had it had a micro SD card slot still. Unfortunately, not quite the case. So that's kind of one of those things to keep in mind there. On top of that, with the backs, you can see glass backs on both, which look great. We did have the fingerprint sensor on the Note 9 on the back. With the Note 10, it was built into the display. You're getting IP certification on both phones. The triple camera setup here over that dual camera setup here. We'll talk about that later on in this video. And yeah, we have wireless charging. We do have reverse wireless charging on the Note 10, which is really nice. But that's kind of it on the outside. There's really not like a massive amount of differences between these two. There's a lot of similarities, but the differences that there are kind of big when it kind of comes down to it. So that kind of covers it up there. Now between these two phones, there was actually a pretty big difference, in terms of software. So with the Note 10, you were actually getting, with the Note 9, let me start there, you were getting One UI 4, which was, with the Note 9, you were getting One UI 2, which was nice. Having that, One UI 2 update was nice. I'm glad they didn't just stiff it on One UI 1. But you have to remember that with this phone, this was the first time Samsung went ahead and improved the software longevity. So they actually went ahead and actually improved the software longevity to One UI 4 on the Note 10. So you're getting 2 more versions of Android on this phone over that one, which is pretty insane. That was something I really did like between these two devices. And at the end of the day, that's probably the biggest difference here, that you are getting more versions of Android here than there. And this one's only like one version of Android behind. So kind of a cool thing, not really that big of a difference. It's a big difference, but right now it's not that big of a difference because I wouldn't recommend buying either one of these phones because they're both kind of unsupported. So that's kind of how I see both those devices in that perspective. Now, in terms of speed, the Galaxy Note 9 had that Qualcomm Snapdragon 845 chipset inside with 6 gigabytes of RAM, but it did go up to 8 gigs of RAM. Where the Note 10 had that Snapdragon 855 chipset, and it went up to 8 gigabytes of RAM on this device. So let's go and see which one is a faster device between both of these. Okay, there we go. Clearing out all the apps in the background. Let's close out of here. Let's close out of here. Let's do phone calls. 3, 2, 1. Okay, Note 10 I think was faster. Messages 3, 2, 1. Kind of about the same thing. Hopping out of here. Play Store 3, 2, 1. Okay, Note 9 looks to be faster. The Note 10 definitely taking its time. I don't know what it is with some of these phones. They just like randomly slow down before they actually speed up. Very, very strange. I'm not really too sure what's up with that. Let's go and hop out of this one. Let's go and do their cameras. 3, 2, 1. Okay. Let's go and take a photo. 3, 2, 1. And then let's go and hop out of here. Let's go and see some of these third-party apps that I have between both of them. So I Temple Run 1, 3, 2, 1. Of course, we get into these pop-ups, but the Note 10 was faster to get into this pop-up than the Note 9. 3, 2, 1. Oh, what is this? 3, 2, 1. Oh, I told myself one up, but whatever, it would have got in the next panel. Hopping out of these two. Let's get into stack. 3, 2, 1. Perfect. The Note 10 was the faster one there. Hopping out of here. Netflix, I do not have. Thank you. 3, 2, 1. Okay. Note 10 was faster than the Note 9. Very interesting. Hopping out of here. Quizlet. Okay, we'll skip Dropbox. We'll skip BOFA. 3, 2, 1. Okay, we do have to have a pop-up here or an update there, but definitely was faster on one or the other. Twitter will skip. Temple Run 2. 3, 2, 1. Just hit the camera a little bit. No big deal. And you can see that the Note 10, I think, is the faster one here. Again, the Note 9 a little bit slower. Not a big deal, but again, it is a faster phone, so you're going to have to kind of keep that in mind. But I do think both of these went pretty well there, and I'd probably give the edge to the Note 10 in that perspective. So, and definitely when it comes down to both these devices, both of them did really good. I definitely do think that the Note 10 is probably the faster one when it comes down to it. The Note 9 did pretty good. You're also getting, on the base model, more RAM here than the only one model, the Note 10 over the Note 9. So, keep that in the back of your head, but I think both these devices are very, very good when it comes down to it. So from that perspective, that kind of covers it up there. Now, in terms of the camera setups on the back, like I said, you're getting a kind of an interesting difference here. So with the Note 9, you were getting a wide and ultra-wide camera. With the Note 10, you were getting a wide, ultra-wide, and telephoto lens. So an additional camera here that's really nice to have. You're getting 4K at 60 on the back of both of them. You're getting 4K at 60 on the front of the Note 10. The Note 9, I think you're only getting 1440p, which is still more than enough for a lot of people. A phone like the Note 9, though, I think this camera is still pretty decent. Like, it's surprising how good of a job Samsung did for some of these older types of devices, because they still have like pretty decent cameras. So for a device like this, you can zoom in 10x, even though it doesn't have a telephoto lens. Oh, it does have a telephoto lens. So you have the telephoto lens here. You don't have the ultra-wide sensor. That's what it was. So still a decent lens. You're getting live focus, which is like cinematic mode before it was cinematic mode. Single take, you're getting under more, you're getting a few more options here too. So it's still a very capable camera. I'm still a big fan of it. I think it's a pretty solid camera for sure, but I think the Note 10 is clearly the better one here. I've always felt like the Note 10 was a good jump from the camera side, and I liked how this thing had that ultra-wide sensor. I knew it was missing one lens. I thought for some reason it had the ultra-wide sensor, but I guess not. But you can see here, you can still do 10x zoom, which is beautiful. You have 0.5x zoom capability, which is really nice. So you can go and expand out and get a little bit more capability that way. You still have a lot more stuff. You have single take mode, which is awesome. You have pro video mode. You have night mode, video mode. Under more, you have a few more options as well. This is definitely the more capable camera, but the Note 9 I think is a very solid, it's a good camera for its age as well. So to kind of sum it up, what I'll definitely tell you is, as I said early on in this video, I definitely do think the Note 10 is the better phone in general. It's going to give you a better experience. It's more of a flagship phone, but I don't know. I kind of felt like the jump from the Note 9 to the Note 10 was a little bit weirder, mostly because I feel like, you know, the lack of micro SD card slot, low resolution display, and the smaller display kind of threw me off. But I think since then, I guess it kind of makes sense. Like, you know, they've removed the Note line in general. I think the Note 9 is a very, very good phone, though. I like this phone a lot, and I do think it's a very, very killer device for sure. And I do think definitely this is a good phone. I like this phone a lot. I think the Note 10 is worth buying more, but I'd probably recommend buying like a Galaxy S21 or an S22 before I'd recommend buying these devices. So that pretty much covers it up. If you have any other thoughts or questions, let me know in the comment section below. Hit the like button, that would mean so much, but definitely hit that subscribe button. More importantly than everything else, I love every single one of you guys. Hopefully I'll catch you guys in the next video.